Well, this is a segment we are calling Catching Up with the Commish. And New Year this late into January as well, because I haven't seen you yet. So
Exactly.
to me, it's only fitting that we wish each other a good year.
Well, you just started. It's only been a few days.
Say it louder, Gary. Say it louder. I think you can say Happy New Year all January, as long as you're not repeating it to the same people over and over
By
again.
June, it gets...
You can say February, and we can agree on that. But this is a big month for you, because coming up at the end of the month, you are going to hit quite a milestone. You are going to become the longest tenured chief executive in North American sports, which is in the National Hockey League, will have had you as their commissioner.
You gotta ask thank you for making me feel old.
That was not my intention. My intention was to make you feel accomplished,
Well,
sir.
thank
But you know, does a stat like that amaze even you? What you do for as long as you have and been as successful as you have been without, you know, peaks and valleys, right? So I'll ask you.
Only peaks.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You're right. You know what? My bad.
No,
what am I thinking?
You appreciate the peaks because of the valley. Listen,
Sure.
Anything you leads and the best fans in the world. So it's really just energizing to be a part of this.
Absolutely. Is there anything that you're most proud of?
No, I don't do that. I mean,
You
you know, that in your line of work,
Yes.
You focus on the one thing, but on and off the ice, there's nothing in sports like what we have as an ecosystem, and so, you know, for me, it's really
To you this way. What's the hardest secret you've had to keep? And by secret, I mean like
that
you knew.
if I tell you, it won't be a secret.
Well, no. Look, this is why I'm explaining, my friend. Okay, so to be different things, right? What has been the hardest like announcement that you've had to keep close to the vest? You couldn't tell anyone it was going to happen until a certain time, and it was the hardest one not to tell people about.
That's a great question, and I've never been asked that before. So particularly with the clubs and publicly, we try to be transparent. Okay.
When you knew Vegas was getting a team, it was exciting.
Except it probably wasn't a well-kept secret, because when we went out there for the press conference, everybody knew why we were there.
I know, you have too many insiders in this sport, you know? They're good at doing their jobs, to say the very least about that. I want to get your thoughts on the PWHL, because it is off to a sensational start.
Yeah.
They are packing arenas, and, you know, have my name up there, you know, with your league. And I cannot express my gratitude for that. So what have you made of this start for the PWHL?
I think we together, and we've been working very closely with the PWHL, particularly in the startup phase, and we want to use our platforms to help raise the profile to two daughters, adults. I have 5, and we're happy to be supportive.
Yeah, it really is exciting to see the ripple effect of that league sort of taking off and be supported in the way that they've been supported by the NHL, by people that love hockey in general.
It's prominence to be in Ottawa, and I guess it was an okay suggestion.
Yeah, it appears that is the case. You know, in the PWHL, I want to ask you some fun questions now, because this is what this show is about: passion for the game.
Weren't these fun?
Yeah, well, you're always fun, Gary. But you know, the PWHL, they're experimenting with some things. You know, a lot of people talking about the shorthanded goal, ends the power play. I won't ask you if the NHL is ever going to think about that, but I am curious what the strangest or most random game change suggestion you've received, whether a fan, a friend, a family, just anybody.
Well, actually, my instinct when we implemented the rule was, I'm not sure that you have to deal with and be prepared for.
Yeah, and there's no way to see some of those ripple effects until they actually happen, I would imagine.
Hopefully, if you're going to do a rule change, and rule changes should be taken.
Ever watch WWE? Did you ever have a wrestling phase as a kid or anything like that?
When I was a lot younger, and I was a kid, and it used to be on, I think, Saturday nights on minutes, he pointed to what was going on and said, "See?"
When you've seen kind of the production and the performance and the entertainment
Very impressive.
that is WWE, it's quite a show. CM Punk is a massive fan. I'm curious, like, who is the most interesting person that you've met through hockey? I'm sure
it was on, I think it was her 50th, because you have to let the royal family do the primary focus.
And Punk as well is because in wrestling, they say as long as you're getting cheered or booed, you're doing everything right. And you know a little
I feel the same way about that. Well, silence means they don't care, and that's not a good thing.
Exactly. You only boo when you're passionate about something. But with you, it's, it's a fascinating thing because once in a while. But it's become this tradition that I think we're at the point now where people boo, they don't even know why they're booing. They just know that it's what you do. You start to lean into it because we've seen you make jokes about it at drafts and certain. All right, we're going to wrap this up with some quick rapid fire personality questions. Is that okay with you?
I don't think I have a choice, so let's go.
Oh, you absolutely have a choice, but I'm glad that you're going to play the game. All right, who is the most famous person in your phone off the top of your head?
Because I've met a lot of great people.
Do you have Snoop Dogg in your phone?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I knew it. I was like, this guy has Snoop Dogg in his phone. I would immediately be going there. Big fan of the game.
last night, everyone said that was a great reaction. Keenan Thompson was there. Oh. I texted him, as we were there. So,
it's hard to choose when you have so many.
Well, I don't want to name drop, but the fact is, you do get to meet a lot of interesting people.
Are you or any of your grandkids Swifties?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been to the Aerosmith?
Alive.
Amazing. Great. She loves that venue, Taylor Swift.
Yeah. And she puts on quite a show. I actually was at a concert, must have been a tour daughter who then was a teenager. We were at a concert and I caught up to them there.
So you're a bit of a Swiftie.
Yeah.
Best piece of advice you've ever been given this season in the NHL for you, from a hockey standpoint? Team, player, whatever you want.
It's really more that I'm keeping.
You and your secrets. No, I'm just kidding. Gary, honestly, I really appreciate the time sitting down and doing this interview. I know I don't always ask the most common questions, but I try to have fun, and I do appreciate that you put up with it and that you're letting me have this show. We're out of time with the commish. We're hoping we're going to rope him back, we think, in a couple of weeks to catch up down the road, but I appreciate the time. Thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you to Bruce Boudreau. Thank you to CM Punk. Appreciate your time, and we will see you next week for episode